I'm actually going to run straight.
It's the same old book.
If, ladies and gentlemen, boys or girls, if you're all ready, I'm going to run straight into the second feature. Feature numero dos, but I swear it's not second in anything other than she just happens to be the headliner. You could say it that way, you know, however you want to put it. Lucia Blinn. Lucia Blinn has been, she's like, okay, I'm getting ready. Lucia Blinn, I can only say graces me with her presence whenever she shows up. It's always a treat, and I really enjoy hearing her words, and I enjoy hearing how she says everything that she says, as well as the words that come out of her mouth. She has been coming around here from the cafe or whatever for years. I adore hearing her words. If you want to, you can check past records and find her out, but trust me, this woman is worth it. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lucia Blinn.
Okay. Predictions 2024. Once upon a fantasy decade, Hillary, having cleaned the house, mended fences, and midwifed amnesty between Israel and sundry states, is hosting a gala for the sorority party. The smart, savvy Congress of Sisters, 70 senators, 300 representatives, working together calmly, intelligently, productively, with a single agenda: fix U.S. now. Over there, chatting with Sandra Day and Olympia Snow, are the Supremes, who have flipped the ratio. The chamber now numbers 6 women, 3 men. Gail Collins, by a landslide, is Madam President. Newly minted VP Chelsea and daughters have moved into Blair House. Meryl Streep sings at the inauguration, "Our country, 'tis of thee." In other news, Ted Cruz is selling used cars. Rand Paul Ryan, still inflicting pain, is a dentist. The world has forgotten how to have a war, a Newtown, a Katrina, a 9/11. Smoking is gone. Fred Astaire is back. Bloomberg wiped out the NRA. Bill Gates solved education. Ted Turner, global warming. The Koch brothers, cured of politics, have conquered cancer, Alzheimer's, and alcoholism. Buffett has fixed everything else. Muzak pipes out Mozart. You can hear your companion in a restaurant. Your child can walk her terrier in the park in the dark, because once again safe just means a place to stash your cash. The Cubs won the World Series. Almost. And Satya is drafting Malia's 2032 platform, which is, oh yes, peace on earth, goodwill to women.
Just making it look better on the camera.
Okay.
You're awesome.
He left me for an older woman. He's disappeared, the divine denim blur, the gay, once drunken David. We shared rivers of red at Rick's and on a hill in San Francisco. We found the same foolish things hilarious. We scribbled together in St. Paul, St. Croix, and Venice, beneath the pergola entwined with the purple flower vine thing, as he called it. From the kitchen of that grand old spread where you expected Gloria Swanson to swan around a corner, David brought forth slivers of crisp apples, pears, grainy bread, and esoteric cheeses on a vintage porcelain platter. David invented perfect. Any week now, the other woman, a creaky heiress, will leave him, and leave him multiple millions. Unless she doesn't. Creaky heiresses, often capricious. All I could offer him was poetry and laughter. Anti-social media. What if I choose not to reach out or be reached? What if I prefer to spend the remains of my brains in solitude? I value my friends and want to hear from them via a quaint email, know what they're reading and are they okay. If, however, I am linking faces and all a Twitter at every other tick of the clock, I miss the pleasure of other treasured friends, the Austers and Austins, the Dickens and Dickinsons, and ever cozy arms of Morpheus. Call me perverse. I am in pursuit of peace and silence. I remember steak. Even as I recall white gloves and a taupe suede cloche just to go to the office, so too do I remember beef. It's been many moons since ribeye and lyonnaise potatoes on summer weekends in Long Beach. Rare filet and chocolate souffle at Cafe Nicholson on 58th Street. Strip steak at Crisella on 44th. It's been forever since steak au poivre at Danny's Hideaway. Cheeseburgers and martinis on Madison Avenue. There, too, in the misty distance, standing rib roast, Yorkshire pudding and poker at Valerie and Bill's, filet and Cabernet at David's, Ellen's baked steak on Wedgwood, and all those Sundays in the country, Marty tending flank steak on the grill. A memorable movie. I, the drinking, laughing, smoking ingenue, oblivious to the films hurtling toward the sober night the wizard's curtain drew back to reveal not a sizzling steak, but a dead cow. Went missing. Google informed me that the term went missing is British. Wikipedia and I find it insufferable. True, I want to learn that whoever was missing is now found. What I wish is that went missing, and took with it, washed it down. Is there not a writer who can describe the act of imbibing other than leaning on that infelicity? Does not washed it down smack of ridding a car of its grit or a sink of its grime? Could they not perhaps write drank or sipped or simply enjoyed that Merlot? If only washed it down went missing. Future developments. I didn't ask where they came from or what they were celebrating. The women in spiky sandals, the men in tanned open shirts. It was twilight at the beach, and I was speechless with loneliness. The dying day often conjures the gloomy plume of Daddy's cigar. Mom sitting finally after long hours of cooking, cleaning, laundry, worry. There too, my husband, my daughters, the little red house in the country, fireflies in the darkening, all of them, all of it, gone. The couples wanted their picture against the fiery sunset. They didn't fit in the frame. They needed to squish together. Don't leave any air between you. That will come later, all on its own. It might have been an engagement party. I might have told them, your marriage will likely be less than bliss. Your darling children will make choices you would not make. One of you will get cancer and die. One of you will be in this alone. Their spirits were merry as they crossed the road to the black van that would ferry them into their future. Well, I'm in college, Parrot announced after early admission, her words setting off the latest pang of longing for a past that never came to pass. College. Not that I didn't log a few distracted semesters at the Detroit University across town. I mean college as in Ann Arbor, as in leaving home with plaid skirts and sweaters in a suitcase, as in meeting my roommate, Stockwell Hall, crunching golden leaves on sun-dappled sidewalks, inhaling their burning on my way to English Lit, freezing at football games I would never understand, and waiting for the soul-stirring Michigan marching band hailing the victors, opening piles of textbooks to let the fog out, the learning in, finding the one in the library, mastering and doctoring in the venerable gray buildings across the quad. All that might have been, and then what really happened? Well, the short version, scribbling advertising for a living and surviving that to pen these poems for you. Mirabile dictu. Miracles happen. Vintage women occasionally do become visible again. This very morning at Starbucks, I saw a guy looking at me. He must have been seeing the sexy young me who had slipped out from the existent arthritic me. It was delicious. It was how it used to feel in those heady days of sleek dark hair and pain-free everything. There would be a look, a fantasy of possibility, a what if. I left Starbucks with a hot latte and a warm smile. It was New York. I was about to marry a man who made the mistake of falling for me. We were a mismatch. The sane thing was to leave him to the heiress his mother had found for him. But I am not an easy sell. There weren't other candidates. I was in a coma of delusion. Minutes after the marriage, not knowing how to end it, I flirted with a fellow writer who had friends on Park Avenue. We took a taxi there after work. I pretended it was a date. We drank scotch in crystal glasses. There was a small crock of French pâté. All of these years later, I still scan shelves in specialty shops looking for it. That small crock of French pâté. Finding it again would solve everything. And I will close with a memo to Marty, my late husband. It's been 20 years now, and if you're thinking of returning, you will need some new eyes. An iPhone to make calls, check email, and look stuff up. An iPod to listen to Motown, Mozart, and Moby Dickens. An iPad to access Google, the phone book, dictionary, library, cosmic, know-it-all. Start with bailout, drones, and drought. Move on to global warming, global warring, and legitimate rape. Look up Midnight in Paris, Book of Mormon, Myth of Mormon, 50 Shades of Trash, and voter suppression. You'll need to know that hybrid is not just for rose growers. Stream, now a verb, is how you see a movie. Kindle, now a noun, is how you read a book. Tweet, no longer just for the birds, is how some choose to vent. And vent still means to blow hot air. Apples and blackberries are not what they eat. They eat you. The Cubs are still doomed if they do, which they don't. Your luggage now has wheels, although travel is now a travail of drama and trauma in airports where you will shed your shoes and be searched, and I won't be greeting you at the gate. A home office now means a home office. On the street, try not to stare at open-air breasts, long flowy dresses that look like nightgowns, and bra straps. The young among us are busy bicycling and recycling, while most of our crowd are immersed in managing the issues. The increasingly insidious issues of inexorable human frailty. They're picking up speed, and there's never a cop when you need one. Thank you.
Listen to me before I give it up one more time. Holy Cabaret, come on! Both of our features were phenomenal. I heart them and such. And one feature says to the other, "You're so good." This girl power. Anyway, I should say something about future features before I let a few people come up for an open mic again, including some newbies that are here first. But I first have to let you know about upcoming features. I think I mentioned it briefly before. 2 weeks from now, for the rest of the year, everything is from 7 till 9. 2 weeks from now, we've got 2 features. We have GPA, the Poetic Unsub, and we have Charlie Newman. Rock on with that, holy cow, and that's on October 22nd, in case anybody wants to know. You heard me discussing it before. It's our only Halloween thing, so if you'd like to dress up stupid early and act crazy for it, you're more than welcome to, because I don't know if I might or something. It'll be like way stupid early, but we can do it. Once we get into November, though, Deborah Rosen is on November 5th. And then we've got Cotton Campbell. The soft-spoken poet. She's going to be coming here on November 19th. December 3rd, we've got Michael Hogue and we have Dallas Malice. Oh my gosh, that is the weirdest juxtaposition of features ever, but it's the coolest thing ever at the same time. At the end of the year, on December 17th, we've got Jeff Helgeson. I think he is going to be doing a play performance. He might be having, I don't know for sure, he might be having Dave Getchik joining him for it, but it'll be a really cool time. And I believe, I'm going to confirm this with Tressa and see and make sure everything is cool. In 2014, I will set up the 2015 schedule and confirm the dates for it, and I can start the things for 2015 for calling for future features for that. So I'll bug you all if you're all on the cafe list.